What up, what up? Welcome back. I'm your host, B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell.
And this is
Final Thoughts.
Today's topic, astrology.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to definitely be interesting. So let's check it out.
Everybody that goes through their chart and looks at all the signs wants to hear how great they are all the time, and the truth of the matter is, you're not. Why? Because newsflash, all signs are trash in their own way. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to drag your sign, and it don't matter who you are or where you place because nobody is safe. Now, before we even go through that, it is important to know that your sun sign is not enough. If you just think you're a Libra and you're a Libra only, no, you're not. Go do your birth chart because realistically, you gotta pay big attention to your sun, moon, your Venus, and your rising. Your sun is who you think you are. Your moon is how you think, how you feel, how you process shit. Your Venus is how you are in love, and your rising is like who people think you are when they meet you. So you gotta get all those together because these will apply to at least 4 signs unless you have double placements, then God help.
Alright, so before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I would like to tell you how much this book, like, it is so good. This is Between Heaven and Hell, Genesis, so that means there's more. Like, this book is amazing. It's written by some guy named Brandon M. Davis. I don't know who that might be. Could you shed some light on that?
This guy with 2 thumbs. Yeah, it's my premiere book, very first one I've published, so kind of a big milestone for me. And basically science fiction fantasy, if you're into demons and angels and that type of thing. If you're a fan of like the movie Constantine, it's pretty much in that vein. Definitely action-packed with a good developing story, plot line, and interesting characters. So definitely if you're into that, it's right up your alley.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Like I said, it's Between Heaven and Hell. Awesome book. My favorite character is Zeke. Not the freak, not Zeke the freak. You know, if you read the book, you'll know. You'll know who I'm talking about. But where can they buy the book? Where can they find it?
Yeah, that is pretty much wherever books are sold online. It's on Amazon. There's even I even got a audiobook version of it out, which is my personal favorite version of it. But it's pretty much wherever you want to buy any kind of digital format of the book, wherever you want to go. So it's available for you.
Awesome. Support your black authors.
Please
Support. Please. Can't beg you guys enough. We appreciate everybody that tuned into our podcast, our YouTube, and we just want everybody to get the best of us, and this is definitely the best of us, trust me. So support your black authors, support black businesses, and let's go. Let's get into the show.
Actual topic.
Absolutely.
So astrology.
Yes, sir. So let's start off with, what's your sign?
I am a Gemini. Right?
Okay.
Right?
So
It's so
bipolar.
It's so crazy. Like every time, anytime I've ever talked to anybody about that, like it's always like, as soon as I tell them, it's always kind of this standoffishness, like, that means you're a little crazy, or that's you two-faced. Man, it's
always negative content.
Apparently we are just like the worst people in the world. So I've heard it. I've heard a lot, and I've read a lot about it before. I've seen pretty much every kind of descriptor, or negatively, under Gemini, like researching or looking them up, like from like websites calling Gemini like manipulative by nature, or
of course, because you have 2 sides.
You're right. One of them I even saw describe Gemini as nefarious. just nefarious.
That's the villain of the story.
That just means bad. That just means bad.
All of the
There's
time.
really nothing else you need to say after that.
Right.
So yeah, what do you identify as?
Well, I'm called a Virgo, so I'm the person that's I think cool, calm, collected, analytical, which is kind of like describes me. But in this video, it's completely
Something else.
I do not like being in the middle of things and jumping in and all that kind of stuff. Like, y'all wilding over there, y'all let y'all beef over there. Like, you know, do y'all thing, settle it out, throw hands. Cool.
Nah, you like to be the mediator.
Nah.
You like to be in the middle
bro.
of it. Everybody calm down. I don't know you and I don't know you, but let's be friends.
I'd be like, let the gun go off.
Way in the back. We'll let the gun go off.
Let the gun
then.
go off, bruh. Like, you beefing
You
with
really-
old boy.
You really do be stirring the pot. You can let the man talk to you like that. Couldn't be me. But do your thing though.
Well, yeah. But that's you. It ain't
Swear to
me.
God.
It's crazy.
Swear to God.
It's crazy.
Oof. Couldn't be me.
Right.
But
Better
yeah,
you than me.
Anyway.
You know, like, yeah. You
When
still
that's-
going to
that's-
taco?
That's
Getting
the
the
hit
Mexican-
right there. That's that little jab at your pride. Be like, you're a bigger man than me.
Man, you know what?
Boy, you better than me.
I shouldn't let this dude talk to me
It's happened before. It's happened. I seen
Yeah,
him do
you
it.
try to
I
mediate.
seen him do it.
I'd be like, man, you better handle it. Oh yeah, man. So we chose this video specifically because he's going through the whole, you know, suite like of
Sweet
zodiac
12.
signs.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, if he didn't specifically say, like, this is a Virgo, this is a Capricorn, this is a Leo, would you really know the difference? What if he switched it up? Like, would he juggled it up and let him land wherever? Would you notice?
I wouldn't.
No.
Honestly, I really wouldn't.
Would if he took the characteristics of a Gemini and put it for that of an Aries,
Right.
would you really notice that? Because I'm pretty sure you know somebody that's an Aries that act like what he talking about, but you probably know that somebody that's a Gemini that act like the Aries still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's so many overlapping fields, and even in the very beginning of the video, he was talking like how it's not just your sun sign that matters. It's your rising sign, your moon sign, all the your Venus. All of these things make up who you are and your personality. Unless this happens, and then it's like, so there's so much fluctuation within these signs that it's almost like it doesn't matter.
Almost.
It's almost like it doesn't even matter. If you could be
It doesn't matter.
a Gemini, but born earlier in May, so you have the heart of a Taurus, but then again, your Venus is not quite like. Then it's
I
like
don't even know what. That doesn't even make any sense.
Doesn't even matter at this point in time. So you're just saying I'm just a unique person who can't be boiled down to a simple sign.
Like a sign.
Yeah.
Like
Basically.
what they're doing to begin with. Like it kind of doesn't make any sense. Well, not kind of doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense.
It just doesn't.
You know, you have all of these things. You know, Occam's razor say the simplest explanation is often the better explanation, right? So the simplest would be just the one. But they go into several different things, and it's just like after you add this one. When I say several different, I'm like, we start off as Aries, and then we go into the sun sign and the moon sign, and then we go into risings and retrogrades and all this kind of stuff. It's so many things that's added. It just
Right.
what
It's almost
does
like
this
you
even mean?
like, and then you get down to the day you were born, and some people the
hour,
time.
Yeah, the time.
Or you were born at 6 a.m. and it's like, oh, you was born in the morning, so that meant like what? What
How
could
do
that
you know this?
possibly mean?
How do you know this? Like what book that's like a comprehensive book that you can like go to look at and be like, you know, this is this, and we've experimented and we've done research and we understand how this works. We've tested hypotheses and stuff like that. There's no book, and they're all different. Like you can go to this book or that book, and it's just
yeah. And you can do this yourself. If you haven't done it before, you can go to a website that has your horoscope.
absolutely.
And see what it says under your sign, and then go to a separate one, go to a completely different one, and see what it says about your sign. Bet money they'll be different. Bet money that they will all be different. They will not. None of them will reflect one another. They will all be different because they're all being read differently by different people. And if there was any kind of consistency to them, they would be the same, but they're not.
So like, why do you think people believe this? Like the way that they do. Like, oh, I'm a Capricorn. It's Capricorn behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people engage in that kind of activity? What's your thoughts?
It's pretty easy, I think. It's very easy. And then people, we, as humans, we are very good at seeking out and finding patterns. So good at it that we even can create them where there are none. So we try to
Patternicity.
Right. We try to create some kind of something to make our asynchronous world synchronized when we have nothing else. Right. So it kind of makes sense that maybe during a time where we didn't understand how the universe worked and what stars were and how far they are away from us, that we would come to some kind of conclusion that would try to explain the unexplainable. And we hold on to that through, I think, what they call the Barnum effect.
I know that. Yeah.
So P.T. Barnum.
Oh my goodness. You remember the quote?
What?
Because people get mad at that quote.
What is it? A sucker's born?
A sucker's born every minute.
Right. Which we don't even know if P.T. Barnum said that, because that would be a terrible thing to say when you're trying to sell tickets to a freak show, you know. But regardless, that's a quote that is like attributed to him saying that a sucker's born every minute. And I mean, whether he said it or not, it's not entirely wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Somebody you could fool or trick or deceive in any kind of way, that happens.
Yeah.
And the reason that we're making a video like this is because we want to, for one, dispel the myth behind astrology. People put this on the pedestal above astronomy, and I don't understand that. Astronomy is actual science.
Yeah.
And people look at astrology as more real than astronomy. Like, you talk about cosmology, astronomy, anything dealing with the cosmos, like the Big Bang or anything, and no, that doesn't make any sense. But Mercury being in retrograde, and that affects your feelings or something like that, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And retrograde isn't even what you think it is. Like, I wonder what people who say this think that retrograde is. Because if you want me to define it, I'll go ahead and do it. It's a planetary illusion. It's kind of like when you are watching a train pass and it starts to look like it's going backwards. It's like you turn on a fan and it's going so fast it starts to look like it's going backwards. The same effect is relative to your position on Earth, that you're watching this planet. It looks like it's going backwards, but it is not. Just like the train is going forward, just like the fan is going in the same direction, that planet is rotating in the same direction. It's not going backwards. It's an illusion. That's what retrograde is.
So why would that have an effect on your day?
And it's not even a real, it's
And
not. It's just doing its planetary thing. So why would it?
It's in retrograde, which means it's the same. It's just seen differently. It's viewed differently. Your perspective of it is different.
Right.
But that doesn't affect whether you're gonna meet the love of your life today. Why would that affect that?
No.
No. And I think, what was it, Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, why? One of my favorite quotes by him, he was just like, the universe doesn't give a shit about how your days go.
No,
basically.
Not at all.
Mars does not care about you. Like, how self-absorbed do you have to be to believe that the universe cares about how your day is going? That's crazy to me. And even within that, it's kind of like we have the 12 signs, and even that isn't. There's so many things about it that are just incorrect. Like how I'm a Gemini. I was born at a specific time, but back then, I think they failed to calculate in the Earth's tilt, how it's tilted on its axis and it rotates. So actually, each sign is actually one sign off. Right. So we're not even the correct sign that we're supposed to be. And the thing about that is that that's a continuous thing. That's not going to be corrected. So 1,000 years from now, I'm still gonna be labeled a Gemini from the specific time that I'm born. But the Earth's tilt is going to be different then than it is now. So that means we'll be 2 signs off the further down the line we go. So this is something that is not going to correct itself. There's that, and then there's the whole idea that there's a 13th sign that is missing from there as well.
Yeah. I don't know what the name of the 13th sign is.
Like Oliphius or something like that.
Yeah, but it shifts. Like, I think I'm a Libra, I think, because of the shift instead of a Virgo.
Right.
And
right.
it's kind of like, I wouldn't notice if I was a Leo. Like that's the next door one. The other way.
Right.
If I was a Leo, I wouldn't.
So it's like it's so many things, just like scientifically speaking, that point out like, this isn't accurate. And there have been tests that have been done.
Yeah. That
have kind of backed that up, I think. Right?
I mean, I really would love for people to look into this. Like, do you really meet a person that's a Gemini and all of them are like the same? Because then they get into you're a cusp, or you're a male Gemini, or you're a female Gemini.
Right.
And you have all these kind of different things. And even if you do separate them.
Yeah.
Do you meet every male Gemini and they're like the same? Because some people date according to astrology.
They do.
That's bizarre,
It's so
you're a Gemini. No, I can't do
so
that. My ex was a
weird.
Gemini and he was crazy. He was two-sided, two-faced.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's funny because somebody else said that astrology is the only socially acceptable discrimination that we do, or one of the only ones. Like
that's interesting.
It's okay for us to say you are a Libra, therefore you are this, right? And nobody.
I never thought of that. That. That's cool.
Like nobody bats an eye at that. Nobody's feels like, well, this is kind of like stereotyping, like somebody that you don't know and never met before, but based on their sign, you feel like if you know their sun sign, their rising, their Venus, and what the time of day they were born, you know anything intimate about them. And you can make these assertions like, oh, you're a glutton, or you have a terrible love life, you are greedy, or and this is like, we do this so often that it's like we don't even see it.
Right.
I'm not gonna date you because you're a Gemini, and Geminis are this.
Right. I hear that a lot, bro. Like, You're a Virgo. Oh, my ex was a Virgo, and he was like X, Y, Z. He was like, what they got to do with me? Like, I'm not him. Like, I'm a completely different person.
And the thing is,
Ain't that crazy?
All it takes is one. If you do one thing, then everything is validated.
Yeah.
You eat your chicken with your left hand, like, see, it's because I knew it. Because my ex did the same thing. Y'all the same. All it takes is one thing, and their whole worldview is validated. And it's like, so we just go ignore all of these other things that differentiate me from him. But okay, here we are. So, you got any final thoughts, sir?
Yeah, my final thoughts is, if you're watching this video and you just got that I know astrology is real and all that kind of stuff, like, challenge me, challenge us. Do actual research that's not going to side with what you believe. Like, look at what the scientists are saying, because this is it just isn't real. You know, like, we gotta stop this at some point. It just isn't real. It's entertainment.
It is.
And it should just be considered entertainment. That's it. I like reading my horoscope and hearing what people think about a Virgo. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, I engage in fun like that. Like, it's cool. But I don't take it so far as to exclude a group of people based on their star sign. That doesn't make sense. Like, if people guide themselves dating wise and their love life and their financial life and all that kind of stuff based on star signs, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And stop using retrograde as a reason to be an asshole. Trying to absolve yourself of, just being a dick sometimes. That does not work. Do research. Like I said, it's fun, but it's not scientific. It just isn't. And it'll help you out in the long run when you just come to grips with it just being entertainment. What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, let's just, we gotta stop at some point with this. Like you said, it's entertaining. I find myself reading some horoscopes every now and again too, because I just find it interesting. But it's when we take these things to heart that it becomes like problematic. And the thing is, you don't know that it's a problem, really. You just kind of live your life by it, and you just do these things. But like, the science does not agree with you in this aspect. There have been several tests done on this. All of them have been falsified. So, and there's so many things out there that we don't even know about that kind of take away the validation of astrology. There's cold reading, for one, which has been around for so long that I can tell or give you a paper that says something about yourself and give 100 other people the same thing, and we're all going to find something in there that relates to us, because that's how we work. That's what we do.
That's good.
This isn't something new. This has been around for a while. This is just a different form of it. So let's just, not take it so seriously. Is all I'm asking for. Because I'm fine with being a Gemini. I'm cool with, I'm two-faced and I'm manipulative. I'm gonna get you, but don't, come on. Don't judge other people by these things, because you don't know these people. You don't know anybody because you know their sign. And I think it's kind of self-absorbed to think that you do.
Yep. Yeah. You could be missing the love of your life because you're judging because of the sign. Anywho, this is the conclusion of our show. Like I said, Between Heaven and Hell. This is a great, phenomenal book. I recommend it 1,000%. Please support your black authors. Please support black businesses. And you can take us out.
And you can follow me on IG at bwriter. And
you can find me on Instagram, chaos_Newt. That's chaos with a K.
Easy. And once again, thank you all for joining us. I'm B Writer. And
J Bell.
this is
Final thoughts.
I'll take it.